You can watch SeemsGoodMagic.com team members live stream at www.twitch.tv/Inez27. If you enjoy our videos, you can support us by going to SeemsGoodMagic.com, clicking on eBay store, and purchasing some singles or playsets. Thanks and enjoy. Hey, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here with another 8-4 Gatecrash draft. If you haven't already checked it out, we have a podcast up from February 20th. So just go to SeemsGoodMagic.com, click on podcasts, and it's the self-updating feeder. So you can just click on that, and it has all of our podcasts on it. And February 20th is the most recent one. I'm going to be trying to record more podcasts more often. So ideally, another one this weekend. On to the pack. Alms Beast, Simic Charm, Demir Charm's fine. Skyjack, Oculus, all very good. We're definitely, Alms Beast is certainly worth the pick. He's a very powerful card. I like him a lot. We're going to be passing a Simic signal because of these, I guess, and the Gruul signal slightly too, I guess. And a little bit of a Boros signal, but this pack is just a little bit of everything, so no real choices on how we're signaling there. How we're going to be signaling there. Boros Charm in here, very strong. I think we just want the Kingpin's Pet. It's on color with our Alms Beast. This is probably the best non-rare extort creature. Possibly just the best extort creature. It's got the evasion. It's one more expensive than Basilica's creature, but that extra power just means a world of difference. I think it's just an awesome card. So I feel pretty comfortable taking it here. Boros Charm is really good. No doubt. This card is just strong. But considering this is like the best extort creature, I think we're just going to be taking it. And pick number 3. Well, we could go guards. I think we probably would prefer the Skyjack, just because we look like we can be fairly aggressive. So I think we're taking Skyjack. Follow-up pick. Well, we're getting hooked up with all the extort. We're going to take the 2-drop extort over the 4-drop extort, but I do like this one a lot. I think Knight of Obligation is a very strong card. But Syndic of Tides at 2 mana is a little bit too hard to resist here. So we're taking it. Off to a pretty damn good start. Okay. I think we just take the Death's Approach and bank on getting some Grizzly Spectacles or Balustrade Spies or any other card that's black or white that mills. I guess it would only be black, but there's some other ones. And if we get any removal, it works fine alongside Death's Approach as well, but certainly a fine pick at this juncture. Okay. So we'll take the Devour Flesh here happily. This card's good. Alright, here's our Spy, which we're definitely taking over the Skulk. I've learned to love this card. The fact that it's a rogue means it can block the Death Cult rogue. The fact that it's got 3 toughness and flying means it can block a lot of different annoying flyers like Kingpin's Pet and stuff like that. Just a really important card for this format. And it feeds the Death's Approach, as I previously mentioned. Okay, Syndicate Enforcer versus Basilica Guard. I actually don't like Enforcer very much. The Knight of Obligation is so much better. So far superior. Do I like Basilica Guards? I mean, they are a 3-drop, which is much more difficult to fill up on solid 3-drops than it is to fill up on 4-drops. I just don't really like the Enforcer very much. I'm going to take the Guards. Debtor's Pulpit's fairly late. It's an uncommon. I like it. I don't know if it's better in Boros or better in Ortsoff, but either way, I think it's a fine card. I actually don't mind Smog Elemental. I think this card's actually pretty playable. There's actually quite a few. I mean, like Drakewing Krasis and Simic just kills it outright. Turns off opposing Skyjacks if they're like makes it so they can't battalion with it. Yeah, I think you're forced to do battalion, right? Yeah, there's no choice on that. But it also just randomly turns the Legionnaires into 1/1s, and it's an okay card. It's actually an okay card. Okay, Guildgate versus Ruffian. Hmm. Hopefully we're fine on playables. Let's just get our mana base a little bit better. Plus we could end up with a Shade or something, and then the Guildgate's a little bit better. Alright, we'll take the Denizen. Take the Ground for sideboard. Whatever. Okay, so pack 1 turned out pretty good. Ended up with a few Extort dudes, and a little bit of removal, good Bomby 4-drop, some good utility cards. Okay, what is the first pick here? Well, Boros Elite's fine. Probably just want the removal. I like Executioner Swing quite a bit. I actually like Aerial Maneuver a lot, too. I really like Aerial Maneuver. I think because we're in color with it, Executioner Swing is better. The Mythic in here is certainly strong, but cannot pick it. And it's not worth anything. If it was, I would take it. This card's insane, by the way. Pit Fight is just insane. I mean, Elite's okay. Let's just take the swing. Alright. This time I think I'm taking the Skyjack over the swing. Just because it's so good in multiples. It trades up. It's an important creature. It's cheap. They're a hot commodity, in my opinion. Or could take the Thrall. I think we're just taking another Spy, though. I love me some Balustrade Spies. It also doesn't die to mugging. Very relevant. Alright. Did our picks dry up a little bit? It looks like it. This card's just so good, I probably just want to take it. I'm not going to play any of these cards. Don't care about another one of these. Don't care about this for sideboard. This card's annoying, but I can deal with it. This card's just straight annoying. And strong. So I'm hating it. Alright, I actually think Gateway Shade's fine in this deck. It's a mana sink. We have a gate. It works. Could also take the Apparition. Not really considering the Corpse Blockade. It doesn't look necessary in here, but Shade is actually fine. Ooh, some actual choices in this pack. Throw Parasite, which I think we're going to take just to continue down the Extort path. Really would like another Spy. And actually, Righteous Charge looks playable in here. We have enough cheap creatures, but we're just going to take Parasite. Load up on some more cheap drops, which is always good with Extort. And it has Extort itself, so what more can you really ask for? Okay, so we can take Guildgate for potential splash. Also works with Gateway Shade. We can take Midnight Recovery, which brings guys back. Let's just take the Gate. It also opens us up for a potential blue splash, should we see one worth our time. Alright, at this point I'll take the Enforcer. It's got Extort. Wow. Kind of makes me think no one's in Gruul or no one's really in Simic, because this card is pretty high pick. Do I want Midnight Recovery? I think it's actually, I mean, Cypher is just insane with Extort, so why not? We'll take it. Not necessarily playing it. Alright, we could take the Ruffian. I think we're going to take another Guildgate for the Shade. Maybe that's unnecessary, but it'll certainly make a blue splash. Very, very easy. Alright, Shadow Slice actually looks good in here because we have a fair amount of evasive guys. These guys can potentially be evasive. This guy's evasive. 2 Spies, Small Elemental. Yeah, we've got enough where Shadow Slice is going to be good. Alright, now I'll take the Guildscorn Ward for sideboard. This thing's actually good in Gruul. probably better than Way of the Thief is in any deck. And I wouldn't splash for Way of the Thief. I mean, could potentially make a guy unblockable, I guess, but I'm not going to splash for it. I don't think so. So we have 19 cards, not counting our lands, 19 playable spells at the moment, but I wouldn't mind cutting the Denizen. In fact, I would prefer to cut the Denizen. This card's much better relegated to the sideboard. I just want to get a bearing on where I'm at. I don't mind playing the Shadow Slice in here, actually. Any sort of cipher effect is just tremendously strong with Extort. But I think we need some more creatures, that's for sure. So some 2 or 3 drop creatures we're going to value pretty high. Well, what do you know? There's a 3 drop. So 3 black. I mean, I guess we do look more black than white. This is a 2/3. We could just take a Parasite, just load up on Extort. I feel like there's probably enough upside to Night Veil Spectre to take him. Possibly not, though. He does just gank cards from the top of your opponent's library. He also wields Cipher cards. 3 black actually doesn't look tremendously difficult to get to since we're just 2 color. I do want this Throll Parasite. It's quite good. I think we're going to go with the Spectre. I think there's enough upside to this dude where I want him. His ability sometimes doesn't really do that much, but maybe you get some lands out of it. He's evasive. He's worth it. Oh, wow. This card's just absolutely insane. So we're taking Ogre Slumlord. Happily snatching that up. Over the Syndic of Tides. This thing is absolutely bonkers enough to do that. No question. This actually would be worth a splash with the double Guildgate in my mind. You're getting a cipher effect. You're getting an evasive guy that uses it. So would have taken that as well. But yeah, like I said, Ogre Slumlord is just so insane. Okay, we take the Smite, but I think we're taking the Gift here. Gift on a Shade, I could see that just being crazy good. Gift on anything with a cipher effect of some sort would be good. Alright, so another Spy, but we're just going to take the Charm, which is just an awesome spell in general. So, not counting the lands, we have 21 playables in here. 22 now. Alright, we can take the Skulk, it's just a cheap creature. I'd like it more than the 5 drop in this deck. Oh, sweet. Syndic. Yeah, we're going to take the Tides over the Court Street Denizen. Prism actually works pretty well with Extort. It's probably not necessary, but it does make the Spectre easier on the mana base. So wait, if I count these, we have 24. Yeah, I wanted to cut something already. Let me look. What did I want to cut? Probably the Midnight Recovery can be sideboard. So this is 23 cards. Would I play the Prophetic Prism over anything in this deck? That's actually a legitimate question. I'm not sure that I would, but either way, I think I'm just going to take it in case I change my mind on how I want to build this. Thespian Stage, not the greatest. None of the cards in here are super good. Guess this can be annoying. Okay, so we can take another Shadow Slice. I guess that's not out of the question. It's probably not going to be played, but I'll leave the option there. Night Watch is fine. I'm not exactly sure we're going to be playing Shadow Slice. I'm not sure if it's necessary. Believe it or not, I like Smog Elemental in here just because we have so many flyers already. The Pet, Spectre, 2 Spies, the Gift. Is that it? I guess the Skyjacks are kind of flyers too. Alright, we'll take this Guildgate. We're probably not going to play the Dimir ones. Just for the Shade. I think the 2 Ortsoff ones are fine. Shade is absolutely going in here though. Probably not playing the Prism. not going to be necessary. Probably not playing the Night Watch. Probably only playing one of the Shadow Slices if I have space for it. Don't really care about any of those cards. It's a good sideboard card. Alright, I mean, we look good. Certainly look good. Nothing super bomby, but we've got some we have a very, very good combination of extort and evasive creatures. So that does motivate me to want to put a Shadow Slice in here, but just don't know if I'm going to make it happen or not. Let's find out. $23 right there. And I'm not really missing anything. 16 creatures. We have the Shadow Slice. I think this build looks pretty damn good. Set aside our removal so I can take a better look at that. Got some good cheap removal. Got some good powerful cards. These are all of our non-creature spells on the bottom here. Yeah, I mean I certainly like the way this looks. I think this is good. Smog Elemental, like I said, actually looks good in here since we have a good amount of flyers and we want to get in there. Certainly want to get in there. Just make our extorts that much more lethal. So I think I'm going to run it like this. I believe. We do have two cards that let our opponents gain life, the Devour Flesh and the Alms Beast, but I'm not really concerned about that. We're going to be extorting as well. Yeah, we have some really strong cards in here. Alms Beast and the Slumlord I definitely can vouch as super strong cards. And Spectre, I've had it played against me for some value. This is the first time I believe the first time I've played it. Alright, let's look at our color. So we are more black than white. That's going to make the Spectre a little bit less awkward. And Gift is essentially mono black too. We really don't need that much white. Let's just count all these as white spells, and we only need one white, whereas we need quite a bit of black. So Guild Gates for sure. And let's see what we're doing with the mana base here. No blue. Can we do like a 9-6? So that's 11 black sources and 8 white sources. Is that appropriate? I think that's pretty good. 11 black sources. That should be enough to get Spectre when we need him, to be honest. Okay, I think I'm going to run it like this. I like this list. This list turned out pretty good. So, yeah, we've got good game plans to win. We've got some resilience, good amount of extort. Let me count that up real quick because I'm curious. Parasite, 2 Syndics, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. Not too much, but certainly a good amount. So, yeah, I'm happy with the way this deck turned out. I think it's pretty strong, and I'm excited to play it. I'll see you round 1.